welcome to a golden moment with Sister Priska. In this session of live stream poetry reading, the caption of my poem and reflection is "To the Me Who Stayed Behind." Is a letter to myself from myself. I believe sometimes things that may have happened around us may kind of warrant us to talk to ourselves, to guide ourselves, instead of allowing some other person to always do the talking and the reflection for us. Sometimes we may think that we keep on giving excuses why we need to delay certain things in our own life. Some projects we may tell ourselves probably some other time. Our success, maybe it can wait a little bit. All these little things keep on piling up. These are accumulation of excuses that little by little lead to our own failure. Sometimes it's nobody's fault, it's our own fault, out of laziness, out of fear, lack of courage, lack of willingness. Probably we have not advised ourselves properly on how to do certain things. I want you to listen and enjoy this letter I wrote to myself. It was really a moment of turnaround to make me take decisions that made me whom I am today. Listen as I read these lines of poem. To the me who stayed behind, a letter to myself from myself. I know you, dear me, I know you tried. You didn't stop because you didn't care. You stopped because you were scared. And that's okay. You had reasons. You were waiting for the right time, the perfect moment, the day you felt brave enough. But those reasons became heavy. They started to feel like stones in your hands, in your heart, and slowly they stopped you from moving. It wasn't the world holding you back. It was the things you told yourself to stay safe. But I want you to know you didn't need to be perfect to begin. You just need to begin. So put down the fear. Let's go of the what ifs. Take one small step and then another. I will be here walking with you every time you try again with love, the you who finally lets go. This is a poem of courage I gave to myself because sometimes in our life we may have pain, we may have sorrows, we may have moments of undecisiveness about the things we need to do, the projects we may want to undergo, little challenges that need a little push for us to stand firm, pick up, and continue our race. But out of one thing or the other, we allow fear to take over. We begin to give excuses why we need to postpone a particular thing and wait for another moment. Some of these, many who did not understand, may think is something spiritual problem. Maybe some other person may have caused their failures in life. No, sometimes we may be the enemy of our own progress because of fear. When you tell yourself that you are not good enough to do a particular thing, fear will set in, flimsy excuses will set in, and in the day, you will find yourself not doing anything. But when you realize the mistake you've made, probably those who are less qualified according to your own judgment, excelling, moving faster, you now begin to think twice. And that is the reason God, being a merciful God, always give us a second chance for us to retry something which He has already ordained and destined for our own future, our own well being, and our own life. We may not get it right always, and that is the reason the wise always tell us that experience is the greatest teacher. When you have learned from experience, I believe there is no other person who can convince you differently about what to do. And there is always a danger when we allow people who have little or no experience to advise or to talk to us. A lot of contradictory ideas may stalk our mind, and we see ourselves as less important, less qualified for a particular job, for a particular position, for even anything good. We begin to see faults from our heights, from where we live, from our family, from everything. If we're not careful, we may begin even to hate our own selves, but it is not good. And that is the reason for you to grow and excel in life. You have to make that personal decision. Start from the inside before the external. Sometimes the journey of success starts not on the part ahead, but within the heart. It is you that needs to take that decision. Don't always allow others to take decision for yourself. God has blessed you with intelligence. He has given you wisdom. He has given you excellence. He has blessed you wonderfully, just only for you to discover who you are in order to make a positive thing out of your own life. Never disqualify yourself when nobody has condemned you. You are the best of you, very unique. Nobody is like you. Remember, sometimes the advice, suggestions we get from people are based on their own personal desires or expectations of their own selves, not really whom you are. And because some people are afraid that when they give you those positive and good experiences, you will do better than them, what would they do? They begin to advise you about the dangers, about things that never existed, and fear will just set in. You will now begin to look at yourself as less qualified. I think one of the things we need to do once in a while is just to sit in a quiet moment, be it in prayer, be it in a reflective mode to talk to ourselves. Because I believe that the best advice you can get is the one you give to yourself, not the one you receive from other people. Many people may talk to you in different ways at different occasions. It can only make effect when you think back on those things people have told you and take a decision by yourself. And that's the reason some of the Christians or people might say, just like in a popular song, I have decided to follow Christ. I have decided to do this. I have decided because the decision is coming from you, not from others. All those things you hear from people might stimulate you to be able to return back to yourself and give yourself another thought. But remember, it is only you who can advise yourself better. There is no person who can take your position. If we do this, we'll see that the level of our success will be able to increase. Never expect people to take position of the things you need to provide for yourself. God has given you wisdom. He has given you intelligence. He has given you foresight. He has blessed you with reasoning and many other things. Make use of them while sun shines. Make use of them while you still have the occasion. Because it is only when you try to use what you have that help will begin to come, even from people you least expect. And I will tell you that this letter I wrote to myself is just like a miracle, a thing that brought a positive turnaround in my life. Many times I have thought about doing many things, both in creative writing, in taking decisions, in writing, um, or even talking to people. There are a lot of things that when I just look at it, I'll tell myself, no, maybe some other person. Even when you know that there is something you can even do better, out of shy, you say, let another person take your place. It is not humility when you deny yourself the privilege of doing the things you are supposed to do. Opportunity, they say, comes once. When it repeats itself, it is grace. So don't deny yourself of this privilege. And that is the reason you need from time to time write a letter to yourself, talk to yourself and advise yourself. Leave the noisy world apart and return back to yourself, the sanctuary of your own life. And there you will meet God waiting for you to give you more suggestions and ways to solve the problem. So, listening to it, this beautiful letter I wrote to myself that helped to shape me whom I am today. I wasn't a literature student, but it was just that desire, the courage I had that helped me to discover that there are other things inside me that I could bring out in order to help myself better and add value to the society in which I found myself. Here is the letter once again. Dear me, I know you tried. You didn't stop because you didn't care. You stopped because you were scared. And that's okay. You had reasons. You were waiting for the right time, the perfect moment, the day you felt brave enough. But those reasons became heavy. They started to feel like stones in your hands, in your heart, and slowly they stopped you from moving. It wasn't the world holding you back. It was the things you told yourself to stay safe. But I want you to know You don't need to be perfect to begin. You just need to begin. So put down the fear, let go of what if, take one step and then another. I will be here waiting with you every time you try again with love, the one who finally lets go. Remember, sometimes the journey starts not on the path ahead, but within the heart. May God bless you as you take wise decision on the things that you desire to do. I wish you success in your endeavors. God bless you.